So now guys, we've got into the fun bit. What we've covered so far in this 5-part series is the first video we've covered in how to manage your weekend and being able to go out and still lose fat, and some little hints and tips on how to do that. The second video that we covered how to look at your week as an overview and how to plan for it in order for being able to get those long-term results and to get the results that you want and you deserve. The next one, the third video we're going to look at Bob, and we're going to talk about the fact that in the first video we told you Bob is doing no exercise, but he's consistently at 2,000 calories under. He's consistently at 2,000 calories, which is 200 under what he needs. So again, considering Bob to stay exactly how he is in that picture, what he needs to do is he needs to be 200 calories under. On 7 days a week, that means he's burning 1,400 calories of fat. However, in the first video we discussed the fact that on Friday Bob went out and he had 5 Bulmers and he also had a Big Mac meal as well. So meaning that this deficit of 1,400 calories ended up turning into a plus of in and around 850 calories, which in terms would then be put back in his fat storage as he's over the calories in that he's put into his body. Now remembering in that scenario Bob was doing absolutely no exercise. We are not saying that exercise allows you to go out and party at the weekend and throw everything to the side of the road. What we are saying though is how exercise contributes to fat loss. And there's a couple of pillars. The first pillar that you need to understand is that your body needs to move well so that you're not getting injured. If you're getting injuries and you're getting aches and pains, that is going to deter you from doing any exercise whatsoever. So we firstly need to consider is that number one, we want to be able to move properly. You need to have some range of motion in each joint so that you can move properly so that you're able to do exercise and activity on a consistent basis. The second thing we want to look at is roughly how many calories you're going to burn over an hour. In a really effective session here at Unit 13, give or take, the average client will burn around 300 to 600 calories. So let's call it 450. Again, depending what program they're on, but also again considering that is a template of 40 minutes of strength work, 20 minutes of conditioning work. Once people are training 3 times per week, say for example if someone is training 3 times per week, give or take that person is going to be burning 1,350 calories. And again, they're still eating the same food. They're not doing their exercise routine and then the next day considering what they did last night, oh, I can have the pizza. They're sticking to their plan, at least 80% of the time. So 1,350, that means that here, we're instead of being plus 850, we're then back to a minus figure. Maths 350, 150 of 500. So again, he's back into the range of burning fat. That's often 3 sessions per week. Now we must consider that Bob is human, and Bob also isn't going to be 100% right with his diet like we discussed in last videos. Again, family life gets in the way, sleep. If you have kids, things in work, traveling abroad, you're having to do all these tweaks. Again, it's not too complicated, but what Bob is also going to do is he's doing his strength work. He's doing his strength work, he's developed a little bit more lean muscle mass, so his body has the ability to burn more calories. So over the course of a couple of months, he has a little bit more muscle mass. More muscle mass in your body means that it's going to burn more calories. A little bit more muscle mass. We're talking about a bit of toning. Typical physique that most people are actually wanting to achieve, which is just look normal, look healthy. So 550 calories, burn an extra 100 calories per session, which means he's then 800 under. So by lifting some weights and developing a little bit of lean mass, getting a little bit stronger, he then ups the ante of being able to burn fat. What he then does is because he's a little bit stronger, he's able to walk a little bit more. So he then goes for 3 1-hour walks. Over the course of an hour walk, give or take, let's say he burns 400 calories. Multiply that by 3, again, 1,200 calories, which means he is now in a 2,000 calorie deficit, meaning he's burning fat. Remember the formula we did at the start? Was we want Bob 200 calories under on each day, considering now exercise is contributing. 200 multiplied by 70 is 1,400, so he's ahead of schedule because he's been quite good and he's actually burning 2,000 calories. Losing roughly half a kilo of fat per week. Again, considering this is in an ideal world, but now you can see the contribution of exercise to burning fat, losing weight. It's calories in versus calories out. Be very, very aware that you cannot throw a load of stress on your body and start doing these sessions from the off. There's a formula of being able to move correctly, being strong enough to move, and also eating correctly. You cannot just manipulate this number. Your body needs a certain amount of calories, especially if you're female. Your body needs a certain amount of calories for your reproductive system to work and everything to function normally. And us males also need it too, for the same reasons. So don't go cutting calories and don't go over exercising. You want to be smart about this. Doing 3 strength and conditioning sessions, 3 1 hours in the gym, plus 3 or 4 walks, by all means is perfect. But don't overdo it, be smart about it, and get a professional to help.
You're in a group, everybody is still, Larry treats them all as an individual. Like, we're in a group, if you know what I mean. But Larry is treating each person in the group as an individual. You know, we're not all doing the same thing. Like, we might all be writing down what's on the programme, but then we look and say, no, that one, Jim, you're doing that instead of that, you know, that kind of thing. So he will, you know, it's still, you know, there is still that personal training element even in the group.